Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. We're talking Derek White, y'all. And I made a video about Derek White recently about him possibly coming off the bench and how that could be beneficial. But I know how Pop thinks. He's probably not going to do that, at least not anytime soon. So what are 3 things we can do outside of putting him on the bench that can help him jumpstart him, man? We need to jumpstart him for real, because without him, we're not going to win any games. You know I'm a Murray guy, but Murray can't do it all alone. We need Derek White to come through. We need him pumped up, man. We need him pumped up more than Bane was that time.
Psychopaths.
We need him pumped up like old school Wolverine was against those Sentinels.
This one's for you, Marv.
Hell, we need Derek White pumped up like vintage Derek White.
Well, we have gone up and down without either team. Oh, he caught a body! White with some dynamite!
Y'all know what I'm trying to say, man. We gotta get this guy going. We gotta build his confidence again. We gotta get him going, and that ultimately falls, on the player first, but then Pop is a close second. He has to do something to help this guy get out of this rut, for this team to get out of this rut. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for more videos. Thank you so much for the continued support. Okay, I'll jump straight into it, guys. And just to let you know, I'm not necessarily criticizing Popovich, because I really do think, it falls on the player more so than the coach to get yourself out of a rut. And whether that's extra practice, whether that's extra reps, whether that's just having a mental health day, or watching tape, is really ultimately on the player. But I do see a few things actually, that Popovich can do to kind of boost Derek White in the right direction. And that's what this video is about. It's not about, critiquing Pops per se. First thing that they can do for Derek White that will help his game, help him get out of this funk, is the first 2-3 possessions of the game, run specific plays for Derek White. Something easy towards the basket, a backdoor cut, a layup play, something to get him open. And I think this could be something that can build his confidence, get him going early in the game. He needs to get some points early in the game. He needs to have like a 6-point first quarter to kind of get out of this funk that he's in. And I think Popovich can take control of that situation, or at least help him by, the first couple possessions of the game going to him. We know teams are going to be playing for Murray. Obviously, he's our best player this year. So use him as a decoy to get Derek White going. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 3. I'm going to talk about 3s in a second, but something backdoor cut, a layup to the basket, mid-range, something in the paint, something easy bunny that he can make, so he can see the ball go into the hole and start to get out of this little funk. Sometimes you just have to see the ball go in a couple times, and then that will expand the rest of your night and the rest of your game on both ends of the floor. Now, the second thing Popovich can do is to encourage Derek White to take his shots closer to the basket. And that sounds ridiculous. It sounds so simple, but that's huge when you really think about it. I've been a Spurs fan long enough when I remember Greg Popovich just forbidding Tony Parker from ever taking a 3. Like, he was not allowed to take a 3-point shot. Now, I'm not saying you should do that with Derek White, but you should strongly suggest, if he hasn't already, to go in closer to the basket. Now, granted, you need to let the game come to you, and I will want him to still take open 3s, but you can take shorter 3s. Why don't we set up plays for Derek White to shoot from the corner 3, just like Bruce Bowen used to do back in the day? That's a shorter 3. That's an easier shot. You're more than likely to be open, because if you notice, Derek White takes a lot of his 3s at the top of the key. That's one of the most guarded areas. The guards are right there. The big men can show up there that high. But if you're in the corner, ducked off in the corner, people tend to leave you a little space, and that may just be what he needs to see the ball going to the basket to build his confidence. So again, maybe he should pass up on some of those 3s, step in for the mid-range shot, but also maybe he should shoot from the corners as well to get closer to the basket. It's still a 3-point shot. It's still worth 3 points. So maybe he should consider doing that. Okay, the final thing I want to talk about in this video that they can do to boost Derek White, to give him that burst, is to, and this is going to sound weird, increase his minutes overall. And I know he's struggling, and you're thinking, why would you increase the minutes of someone that's struggling? But more time out there gives him more chances to score and more chances to build his confidence. Yes, he could make more mistakes, and that's very possible. But he's playing, you know, a solid 30 minutes per game, which you can kind of increase if you wanted to. And then another thing you can do, and I didn't want to make this a separate reason because it is related to the minutes. You can still start him so he doesn't lose his confidence from being, you know, on the bench or losing his starting position. He doesn't have to deal with that. But you can increase his minutes with the second unit. You get what I'm saying? So maybe decrease his minutes on the floor with Murray, but increase his minutes on the floor with the second unit guys. That way he can be the focal of the offense. He can play against the second unit of the other squad or the opposing team, build his confidence that way, and so forth. Do that in conjunction of, you know, increasing his minutes, not drastically to 40 minutes per game. That's not what I'm saying, but maybe let him, you know, get up there to 34, 33, maybe even 35, so he can just work his way out of that. And just like I said at the beginning of this video, running plays for him early on in the game. Why not do that every quarter? You know, 2 plays a quarter. 2 plays at the beginning of each quarter just to get him going if he's on the floor, of course. Again, these are simple solutions, simple-ish. It's harder than it looks, I'm sure. I'm not criticizing Pop, but these are things I think that could help this guy. Also, another thing, and this is an elephant in the room, so to speak, I think it's pressure on D. White and the Spurs to hit threes. You know, the NBA has evolved. The 3-point shot is so important in today's game, and we do have to do well with it. We do have to do better at it, but at the same time, you know, I don't think we should get caught up in trying to do something or force something that we're not good at. So if you're Derek White and the 3-point shot isn't going in, yo, my man, step in a few steps and get closer to the basket so you can actually make the shot. Now, we are trading 2-point baskets with 3-point baskets. That was our issue last season, and that was bad, but we weren't, you know, as bad of a team. Sometimes you can't force the issue. And then once you make a couple mid-range jumpers, once you see the basketball go in a few times, you're going to be more comfortable to hit those 3-point shots. So they probably need to do that and focus on that to make their game flow a little bit better. You know, if you bring a couple threes, go in closer, then try the 3 again. But I do think there's some unwarranted pressure on D. White in particular just to hit threes, because most of his shots are threes when he does have enough speed to at least do like a jumper in the mid-range or a floater or something. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Just wanted to make a quick video over D. White and maybe some small suggestions that Pop can use, or things he can use, or tactics he can use to get this guy going, because we do need him if we're going to win some games, man. Can't just be one person, can't just be 2 people. It has to be a complete team effort, and he's a big part of this team. All right, guys, make sure you check out the other videos on the channel, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.